Hi Gemini, welcome to the full moon reading in Gemini, so it's your full moon, for November 27th, 2023. The direction this reading, so full moons close out cycles. The direction that you're heading, or this reading is heading in, is a number 3 cycle increase. Yay. So this can be in regards to a creative situation with that number 3. And 3 is the Trinity, so it's an important number, I think. And we're talking about major cycles, so it can be 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years that this cycle is coming to a close or is changing or morphing or whatever, but there is increase here. So I do feel like there's a big change in regards to this. And that is the direction the reading is going in. But for you, wow, you have the Emperor. So Aries also had increase. The Emperor is a yes card, and it is associated with Aries. This is father, structure, law, stability, protection. It's the rebel. On a very deep level, it's the rebel. It's somebody who gives themselves the authority to be who they are. Plain and simple. It's a beautiful card. It does have a lot to do with authority figures, but again, you can be your own authority, and hopefully you are. But the Emperor can also put down good, strong foundation. People in leadership roles can rule with an iron fist, or they can create rules and laws for the benefit of everyone involved. So you may be working with a father figure or an important authority figure in your life. Could be a husband, could be a brother, could be, it's that kind of energy. You could also be a female who's authoritative or in charge of something. So it doesn't have to be male, but it is a male energy, okay? So that's that solar outgoing energy. Building, constructing, right? That's the number 4. We're putting down a good, strong foundation to something. So I'm going to lay out the cards. The first column is what is being closed out for you, or where you find yourself at the time of the new moon, or rather full moon, forgive me. The second column is you and how you deal with the whole situation, how you perceive it, how you react, and what you actually do in the situation at the time of the new moon and within the 2-week period. And then the last column is the potential, the possibility of, and the outcome of, could be the entire cycle. So may just be from these 2 weeks, but it can also be the entire cycle that you're closing out with that number 3 cycle increase. So maybe you had made a lot of money, and now you're wondering, okay, what do I do with it? Or where am I going to go from here? If there's a completion to a cycle here. All right, let's get started. The first column. Now, you have the 8 of Cups and the 7 of Wands. The 8 of Cups. Now, 8 is a power number. So you're putting a lot of energy behind something on an emotional level. The 8 of Cups is leaving someplace or someone or something behind with a bit of a heavy heart. With the understanding that you can do better, reach higher heights, but it could have been something that once gave you a lot of pleasure or that you were really happy with, and now it's kind of time to move on from that. And, you know, something that gave you once pleasure. I mean, let's say you're moving from a home and the area that you're moving towards is beautiful and is fabulous, but you'll never forget, your old home and what it brought you and that sort of thing. So you're looking towards the future and you're moving towards the future, but you'll always kind of have that little tinge of, well, that was fun too, and I really enjoyed it, and I have to leave people or the area behind. It's that kind of energy. The 7 of Wands, these are situations or people, right? This is a very competitive card that try to knock you down from your position or from your higher ideals or your lofty thinking. And it can be something that sort of came as a surprise, and that may be why you have to leave something behind. This card says if there's competition around, if you stick to your higher ideals, you have a better chance of winning out over the competition. 7 is can be a bit of surprise or something unexpected. But I do feel like we're defending something here. It could be defending the reason why you're leaving something behind. And even if you're sort of defending yourself, defending your decision to yourself, that can also be what's going on here for some of you. Now you have the Emperor card again. So this is really like somebody taking charge. It can be somebody that you're leaving behind as well. Maybe a boss. Maybe you're the boss and you are leaving a business behind or work behind. Maybe there's competing energies, right? And there's somebody new coming in, and so you prefer not to hang around. It's that kind of energy. Maybe you want to put down, for some of you, I feel like you want to put down foundations somewhere else. For whatever reason, it doesn't really matter. And you kind of have to fight your way through it with that 7 of Wands, right? On an energetic level. Being passionate for what you fight for, indeed, with that 7 of Wands. But you can be establishing something new with the Emperor, and that's something better. Maybe you're leaving a situation where you were not the head of something, moving towards the energy of, okay, I'll be my own boss, or I will start my own business, that kind of thing with the Emperor card. But it still doesn't negate the fact that there is something that you're leaving behind that's, a little hard to deal with. Okay. You and how you see the situation is also a mixed bag. You have the Ace of Wands, which is a new passionate beginning, right? There's new passion here. And maybe you have to even defend yourself against people who are naysayers, right? Who say, oh, you'll never be able to do that, or, you'll never be able to be the boss of this great situation that you find yourself in. But you have the passion to go forward. If you choose to go along this path, the Ace of Wands often means that it is something that you desire, right? It can be the beginning of some hopes and dreams that you really had on an internal level. The timing may be a little bit weird for you with that 9 of Swords. There can be a lot of worry or a lot of mental energy put towards this decision or this new beginning. You maybe don't see where it's going, or you're up late at night trying to think about this new beginning and how to get it started, or what it is that you need to do, or even the competitors, right? Who am I competing against? Kind of energy. Now, the 9 of Swords is saying, calm your mind. You will get the information. When you're too excitable, nothing can come in. You're too busy thinking up your own scenarios and, possibilities that can happen, and not in a good way. This is worry, right? And so it behooves you to be more, to direct your thoughts in the direction that you want this new beginning to go. Which is not to say don't anticipate, what could go wrong, but don't emphasize it either. Don't let that be the end all be all. This is what's going to happen. It's kind of like letting a thought get away from you. It has a mind of its own, it has a life of its own, and you can be following that and even believing it, that it doesn't have to be true. Now, it's also that you are under a blanket of stars here. I don't know if you can see the little symbols there. So the planets can have something to do with what's going on. And the Ace of Wands is my fall or autumn timing card. And so things could be getting started now or during this autumn period before winter starts, or maybe you're worried that it won't, or maybe is this the proper timing, or do I wait a year? You know, it's that kind of thing. But we are leaving something here already, so I don't know that we're going to be waiting a year. But again, that's the worry that comes up, right? That's the thing. And I got to be honest with you, I feel quite tired in my head. I think definitely there's overthinking here. You have the Queen of Pentacles, which is a nice placement. So this is you and how you deal with the situation. You're behaving like a Queen of Pentacles. This is my Aquarius card, so at least it's an air sign. You can relate. But this is somebody who usually gets what they want. But she does it very practically, right? She takes very practical steps to find the stability that she's searching for. That's what the Queen of Pentacles looks for. She looks for stability, whether that's financial stability or physical stability. It's the things of the earth with the pentacles. So she could be looking for information to create stability in her life. In any case, the thing I like about this card is that she usually gets what she wants. And it seems to me like you will. You have two aces here, and you have that Ace of Pentacles. Now there is something that you're holding back on here with that Four of Pentacles, right? And again, with the two Emperors, and you have increase, mind you. So don't forget about that. We are definitely setting up foundations. Now, the Four of Pentacles is the Sun in Capricorn, and so this is very much about an empowering energy. This empowers you, it empowers others, and this can be something that you're offering or that you are offered. But we are setting down foundations because you have 3 fours, and that is absolutely foundations. Now, a cube, right? They're all sitting on cubes. They're all sitting on squares here. Cannot move easily. It's either very settled, right? It's set in stone, and you can't roll it. So, or you have to push it along. And so there is a bit of a stubbornness or something that you're holding on to before you move on. And it can be finances. It can be that you are looking to find solidity in your finances before moving on to this next opportunity that comes your way with the Ace of Pentacles. Or you could be saving up to set up the foundation for this new endeavor with the Ace of Pentacles. But there is empowerment with that Four of Pentacles. Let's see, it seems to me like it's aspected positively, that Four of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, very nice. Okay. The faith that you have in yourself, in your product, in your ideas, really gets you through to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is Mars in Pisces, and it's kind of like wanting to get away from boring responsibilities or exacting schedules. Mars in Pisces is interesting because it's fire and water, right? So water can really dampen or it can put out the fire. But the fire can like really boil the water, right? It can get the emotions bubbling up and steamy and that kind of thing. So you have to think about that in the direction you want it to go. But for me, it seems very positive. And I think you kind of get the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But first, it feels to me like you need a break with that. And that, maybe this is the winter time where there's not much going on. And maybe because the Ace of Pentacles is spring timing. And so maybe during the winter you kind of, I don't want to say take a break, but you let things ride for a little bit. Maybe you're going to save up through the winter, right? Like a bear stores energy, right? Maybe you'll do that, and in the springtime you'll plant the seed again and start all over. It is really good to work with the seasons for sure, and the cycles. But it seems to me like you get that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, or you just really don't have it in you to start something right now because, again, Mars in Pisces, it's not that you can't get anything done, right? doesn't dampen your energy or your spirit to get things done, but you're kind of feeling like you want to get away from those exacting schedules and, I don't know, take a quick trip away, quick break, a quick, a little, maybe for the holidays, you're going to take a quick trip away. It's just kind of wanting to get out of responsibility for a while. And maybe you do that before you plant that next seed. Okay? What does Spirit want you to know? Nice. You have the Three of Pentacles. Collaboration. Dissension. Teamwork, expertise, uncommitted, or apathy. Now, the Three of Pentacles for me is definitely about, it's an apprenticeship card, and you may be taking instruction or giving instruction. You can be learning something new before you put it into practice, possibly in the springtime. So maybe you take this time to understand something, to learn something, or if you've just learned something, you may want to put it into practice, and it could be the first time that you do that. It's very creative solution energy. And it is a pentacle, so it's going to have something to do with the physical realm. So work, creativity, number 3, right? It's a very creative solution card. I like it. And I think it goes well with that Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. You may be trying out some new things that to create like creative solutions to a problem, to a situation. But it seems to me like you're moving away from old emotional baggage and moving to something much, much better. And whether it starts now or not, the springtime, I think, finds you in a better place. And maybe you're just taking some time out now, especially the holiday season, right? It's quite busy. And maybe you don't want to, I mean, maybe you don't want to start something new during the winter, or you're just kind of shoring up your energy or your finances to get started later. You do have a new idea with that Ace of Wands. There's a new passionate, a new impetus, right? A new spark. Okay. It certainly does have something to do with work or money, I feel. And you shouldn't worry too much about it, although I understand if you do. And it can be financial worry here because we are holding on to something, and maybe we might be in a bit of an awkward position because of it, or you don't want to be put into an awkward position because of it. The Ten of Cups can also mean sometimes looking through rose-colored glasses, and so you don't want to go the opposite way of the Nine of Swords either, right? The Nine of Swords is kind of doomsday, the worst is going to happen. And the Ten of Cups is just the opposite, like, everything's just fine and it'll work out and I have complete and utter faith. Because that Four of Pentacles is telling me that you still want a good, strong foundation to fall back on in case. Okay? And I think that's what a good emperor would do. Make sure that the foundations are nice and solid. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I will return in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. Until then, take good care. And thanks for listening.